Oh, it looks like we are ready to go. Alright, and the first match has started.
Okay, so looks like second player is setting up some sort of a stairs build.
Yeah, there goes
John
Nick setting
looks
off
like
a 4
he's
chain.
going for what looks like it could be a 2-chain. Nick's already starting off with a 4-chain, so that's going to be a substantial amount of damage. John's resources are pretty much covered up, forcing him to entirely rebuild his chain. But Nick looks like he's going for a power 2-chain into a 3-chain, so that seals off John.
Yeah.
Nick has
Second.
like...
I'm saying second game starting. It looks like Nick knows how to do stairs form pretty decently, whereas John looks like he's kind of free forming and just going with what seems to work best for his pieces.
Yeah, I suppose the only problem here is that John is substantially slower than Nick, so if he doesn't get his freeform chain in time, he'll pretty much die to Nick's 5-chain stairs, or in this case 4 because the yellows cut it slightly.
Yeah, Nick's definitely being aggressive due to his speed advantage.
Right.
So first game went to Nick. Looks like they're going right back into it.
As long as Nick just keeps this rushdown style to him, he should have these matches down pat, but I'm not sure of John's chain style yet. Hopefully he can pull off something cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he has the right idea of what he wants to do. He's just not sticking to any strict form. Like right now, he actually has a 4-chain if he gets the blue, which he did, so he's actually going to get to send off his first big chain. Nick got the yellows, but he cleared a chain which stopped him from getting to his purples in time, so that first round's going to John.
Even if he got the purples on the right, it wouldn't have been as much damage to counter at all.
Yeah, would have given him a fighting chance at least.
True. Nick's stairs build is pretty good so far. Well, now that the blues are cleared out in column 5, it's less good, but it still exists. John has some sort of... Oh, that's a 4-chain. I was thinking he was going to trigger it in column 5, but I suppose that's a secondary trigger he can use. Nick is still alive. He may or may not use the greens on the right, but that is a 2-chain.
Yeah, it looks like Nick's just trying to clear out, whereas John's setting up what seems to be a power 2, maybe even a 3 or higher if column 5 and 6 work out.
Yeah, John was actually going to set off his trigger, but Nick had covered it up, so yeah, I think he had like destroyed part of it. If he sets off those purples, he'll have a lot of damage.
Yeah, that being said, he was greedy a bit on it and then almost didn't get the purples, but he finally got them, so that's a power 3. And Nick just had no response. So game 2 goes to John.
Yeah, John just has a much more substantial amount of resources in terms of like attacking.
Yeah. Alright. Final game. Seems like it's starting the same way it has. Nick going for a stairs chain, John being a bit freeform.
John's a bit faster this time.
Yeah, and he's got a power 3 already.
He can possibly kill with this if Nick doesn't get his chain off.
No.
I think Nick will be able to counter this because this is a 5-chain.
Yeah, no. He got the blue-yellow, which was exactly the piece he needed.
That was a bit lucky. If John was a bit faster, he could have set that damage off with his after chain, but he was close.
Alright, this is match point for Nick. Looks like he's a bit stuck on all the purples and reds though, and John's already sending off a 4-chain.
I don't think Nick is ready at all for this. His hesitation costed him the entire game.
Yeah,
he could have set off his chain within 2 pieces.
Yeah, match point for both.
John's chain is the cleanest I have ever seen so far, and because he put that yellow there, it's going to be a very powerful 2-chain. Nick already has a chain off, but John increases chain by 1, so this is going to be cutting it real close. That's a lot of damage for John.
Yeah, all he needs to do now is seal the deal.
I can see it.
If he extends his chain by 1 more, he can seal Nick off for good. As long as he doesn't cover up his trigger. His trigger just got covered up, so Nick has a chance to come back now.
Yeah, Nick has been getting some time to dig down. I hope it doesn't cost John.
I can see it. No, you can't.
Oh, I think that will be game for John.
I should
Yep.
have predicted this.
And there it is. John wins the match.
So I believe it's 1-2 so far.